हम रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी में तरह तरह की आवाजें सुनते हैं, पर क्या हम जानते थे कि एक आवाज हमारे जीवन का अभिन्न हिस्सा हो जाएगा?
एक्चुअली ना कुछ दिनों से मैं बहुत सोच में पड़ गई थी कि ये सोशल मीडिया के इम्पैक्ट हमारे टीनेजर्स में, स्पेशली लेट टीनेजर्स में एंड एडल्टहुड में बहुत ज़्यादा हो रहे हैं। और क्यों हो रहे हैं? क्योंकि उन्हें इस एज के लोगों को वैलिडेशन की ज़रूरत होती है। लेट टीनेजर्स के हार्मोन्स या टीनेजर्स के हार्मोन्स इस तरह के होते हैं कि उन्हें वैलिडेशन की ज़रूरत होती है और अटेंशन की ज़रूरत होती है। अटेंशन पाने के लिए वो अपने पिक्स सोशल मीडिया में लाइक इंस्टाग्राम में, फेसबुक में और बहुत सारे प्लेटफॉर्म हैं जिसमें उन लोग पोस्ट करते हैं टू गेट द अटेंशन फ्रॉम अदर्स।
We humans, our biggest strength was basically interacting with each other, communicating with each other, speaking to each other, which other animals couldn't do. But sadly, social media has completely replaced that trend. We are basically now not talking to anybody in a proper way as to face. We are trying to use social media, which is minusing our looks into it. That's what is happening. We are not able to connect with people as we would do earlier.
सोशल मीडिया का इम्पैक्ट साइबर क्राइम में भी बहुत ज़्यादा हो रहा है। टीनेजर्स या एडल्ट पोस्ट करते हैं सोशल मीडिया में जस्ट बिकॉज अपना अटेंशन पाने के लिए कि हमें वैलिडेशन मिल रही है कि नहीं। वो कहीं ना कहीं इमोशनली डिप्राइव्ड रहते हैं और जो साइबर क्रिमिनल होते हैं उन्हें समझ में आ जाता है कि ये पर्सन इमोशनली डिप्राइव्ड है।
Police is trying to make a lot of efforts to make people aware of crime online, but our criminals also move one step ahead every day, and we have to keep ourselves updated with how the crimes are being played around. Various banking sites are trying to give us double checks and various things. There's every day an update, and we have to keep in touch with those updates because we have to be there aren't enough law and order in place. The government is trying to create law and order, but there isn't enough law and order. So crimes are easy online. As of now, there aren't enough checks and balances in place, and thus getting stuck with any kind of crime is very easy online. Getting jobs and not getting paid for it, basically people using your money, asking you for your code in some way or the other and removing money from your accounts. Every day there's something new, so we have to be sure when we are online, or now with this where we are all using it we all have smartphones in our hand, and so we are all using it, so we have to be extra careful about all the crimes which are happening because of that.
According to you, on social media is a platform where these advertisements are much more easier to reach than any newspaper or any article which is being published.
Yeah, obviously, because the sadder part is that India is one of the biggest consumers of media. There are enough studies which are saying that, and if you see, even at least in Gurgaon, even the maids have the phones, right? So it becomes very easy. Initially, any information to actually penetrate down was not that easy, which has happened in today's time, and at least in India. May not be true everywhere around, but here, yes, everybody has a smartphone in their hand, and it is basically abusing us all the time. So we have to be alert about it and be aware what is happening over there.
स्पाउस को ये प्रॉब्लम है, उसके बिहेवियर में कुछ चेंजेस दिख रहे हैं, मुझे यहाँ फोकस करना होगा। ये एग्रेसिवनेस क्यों आ रहा है, या ये अलूफ क्यों हो रहे हैं, डिस्टेंस क्यों आ रहा है मेरे साथ, इन पे थोड़ा स्पाउस को भी फोकस करना होगा।
If we want to talk, if we want to follow and know what is happening in somebody's life, we might create another fake account of us. If we want to manipulate somebody else, we would create another fake accounts. Accounts are not the true representative of us. Even if it is my account, I might not put my normal picture into it, I'll edit it. So interestingly, there's too much of fakeness into it, which is confusing the people who are actually on the internet all the time, because people, there has been shots which are available online also as to how we can create photographs or videos which would not be the true representative of what is happening in your real life. It's almost a movie coming up.
बच्चों पे ये फोकस करना होगा कि उनके बिहेवियर में कुछ चेंज हो रहे हैं कि नहीं, वो अलूफ रहने लग गए हैं कि नहीं, या अपने आप में ही हैं, सोशली आ रहे हैं कि नहीं, घर में गेस्ट आ रहा है फिर भी बच्चा अंदर ही बैठा हुआ है, या लोगों से बात नहीं कर रहा है, या बिहेवियर में बहुत एग्रेशन शो कर रहा है। ये छोटी छोटी चीज़ें, बिहेवियर्स आप नोटिस कीजिए सो दैट आप समझ सकेंगे कि बच्चे के साथ कुछ हो रहा है।
Social media, because the identity is hidden, there is a very easy access to basically abuse the other, and that abuse could be different. It could be emotional abuse by just maybe luring the person into some kind of a relationship which might be just a fake relationship, or maybe to the extent of sexual abuse. It might be a financial abuse, it could be any kind of abuse. So the worst thing which is happening is that we don't know who is on the other side.
Excessive social media exposure to excessive screen time हमें बहुत तरीके के मेंटल स्ट्रेन्स देता है। ये देखा गया है कि जो हमारी वर्किंग मेमोरी होती है उसका बिल्डअप, अगर हम एक बुक को पढ़ रहे हैं, कंपैरिजन एक सोशल मीडिया इन्फॉर्मेशन पे, अगर हम सोशल मीडिया साइट पे अगर हम किसी बुक को पढ़ रहे हैं, तो जो मेमोरी रिटेंशन और एक डीप मेमोरी फॉर्मेशन जो होती है वो उतना अच्छा नहीं होता जो कि एक नेचुरल बुक को पढ़ने से होता है। इसी तरीके से देखा जा रहा है जो लैंग्वेज स्किल डेवलपमेंट्स हैं, सोशल एम्पैथी है, वो सारी चीज़ें धीरे धीरे करके आजकल की जनरेशन में एक सीटबैक ले रही हैं, जिसका कि when they grow up as adults, they don't form very strong and good memories in form of reading and writing vocabularies and reading and writing skills. कुछ स्पेसिफिक प्रॉब्लम्स हैं जो आजकल पिछले 10 साल पहले शायद इतना नहीं देखी जाती थी, जैसे कि अटेंशन डेफिसिट हाइपर एक्टिविटी डिसऑर्डर, एक ADHD प्रॉब्लम होती है जो कि आजकल के टाइम में बहुत कॉमनली देखा जा रहा है। पिछले 10 साल में स्पेशली ये बच्चों में बहुत कॉमनली पाए जाने वाली प्रॉब्लम बन गई है। इसमें बेसिकली ये होता है कि हमारा अटेंशन स्पैन बहुत अच्छा नहीं होता और बहुत ईजिली ब्रेन डिस्ट्रैक्ट होता है, जिससे कि हम, और साथ में ये एक हाइपर एक्टिविटी डिसऑर्डर फिजिकल एंड मोटर रेस्टलेसनेस की तरीके से मैनिफेस्ट करता है बच्चों में। ये प्रॉब्लम के साथ साथ पिछले कुछ समय में ये बाय एक्सपीरियंस, एक क्लिनिकल एक्सपीरियंस है कि बहुत सारे ब्रेन ट्यूमर्स लाइक ग्लायोमास का इंसिडेंस बहुत बड़ा है। ऑल्दो ये कहना बहुत प्री मैच्योर है कि इसका एक डायरेक्ट लिंकेज इंटरनेट एक्सपोजर से है, सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म के एक्सपोजर से है, बट आने वाली टाइम में मे बी नेक्स्ट फ्यू डेकेड्स वी मे कम टू नो कि देयर इज़ अ डायरेक्ट लिंकेज टू दिस काइंड ऑफ एक्सपोजर ऑफ द ब्रेन टू रेडियो सिग्नल्स।
Range of emojis is very limited, although media is trying to increase the range of it, but they are very limited. Plus, if it gives us, it again can also be faked. So sadly it can be faked. We can send a different emoji, whereas in our head it is like, I didn't approve of it at all, and we might just still send a smiley across. So this can be played across. So the whole sadly what is also happening in the process is that we are not able to understand what the other person is feeling. We are missing that. The communication is also getting somewhere being lost in the process. The person, although there is emojis which are there in the communication, we are losing the communication because it is not understood that well. Because emojis, most of us don't know how to use most of the emojis. Some of us don't want to use those emojis, and some of us fakely use those emojis, which is not giving the right understanding of what the other person is feeling.
To get the attention या लोगों को जलाना, जेलस फील कराना कि देखो मैं यहाँ घूमने आई हूँ, या लोगों से अटेंशन पाना कि तुम यहाँ गए हो, मैं भी यहाँ गई हूँ। इसके कारण वो उस मोमेंट को नहीं जीते हैं और पिक्चर्स लिए जाते हैं, अपने बैकग्राउंड की, सीनरी की, लोकेशंस डालते हैं, जिसके कारण सोशल मॉनिटरिंग के शिकार बन जाते हैं। जैसे बाहर सबको पता चल जाता है, जो साइबर क्रिमिनल होते हैं, कि ये अभी अपने इस लोकेशन में है, ये अपने घर में मौजूद नहीं है, और वहीं ये सारी चीज़ें प्रॉब्लम स्टार्ट होती हैं, चोरियां होती हैं घर में, या जिस लोकेशन में आप हो वहाँ से किडनैप्ड हो जाते हो। ये सारे इम्पैक्ट भी हमारे लाइफ में आने लगे हैं।
You know, there was a time when we used to talk about people stay in a मतलब कुएं का मेंढक, एक जो concept था। कुएं का मेंढक was a concept that you have a limited understanding of the world around. When social media started coming in, the internet started coming in, we started talking about how we have been now able to connect in the world. But what is happening with artificial intelligence and various other aspects, where whatever you look into is not forgotten by the computer. It remembers it for you. Artificial intelligence remembers what you have done. It remembers your history. It keeps you in a kind of a well. It makes you believe what you believe is only right. It is in a way limiting your thinking and not letting you move on, not able to see the other side of the the other perspective is lost in the process. If you have stopped connecting with certain kind of way of being, you'll still be shown feeds from there, you'll still be shown images of that. In terms of marketing also, it will show you what you have once seen online. Friends, if you want to, that was easier initially to forget things because our brain has an advantage of forgetting things. If we have fought with somebody or anything bad has happened, we can forget. But our social media doesn't forget. It keeps reminding you, it keeps intruding into and telling you, this is what you were looking into. So which is actually not helping us even grow. It is putting us back into a well or a limited understanding of life. It is not showing us the wider understanding of what life is. If we believe that there is God, we'll get all the videos around God. If we believe there is no God, we'll get all the videos around there is no God. So it limits your own thinking. It puts you into a bracket, which is sad. So let's talk about the addiction of social media. Social media, I think we all went on to social media because we thought it would make our lives better. But many of us have now got addicted to it. We have started living a life believing in only the social media life. Our personal lives have started shrinking. Our friends outside social media have started shrinking. Instead of increasing our understanding and increasing our connections, it has reduced our connections personally. We have all the time on the phone as if we'll miss on. It is like the concept of FOMO is known to all of us. We don't want to miss on to anything. We just want to fit into knowing everything what is happening on social media. We have started using social media for our happiness, and sadly we'll never be happy on social media because it is a facade. We have talked about facade, and it will keep telling us that everybody other's life is better. It's a very simple example. When I will also put my photograph on Facebook or Instagram, I will make sure I'll put my best photograph over there. So when you put your best photograph over there, the other person believes that this is what is my life. if you start living in the world of in social media, you start believing this is my life, whereas this is not my life. That's my best moment of today. So, and that too filtered. We put with filters. So we have started getting addicted because we believe that other person's life is better, or other person's information is better, because it has been just beautified. So the whole media, obviously the AI and how the algorithms work, they are made in a way to make you addicted to it, and we are getting addicted to it because we don't want to be left behind. We, as an Indian society who believed to fit in, to be connected, to be a collective society, we are all trying to just fit in and trying to seek our happiness through social media. We are unable to make friends on a day-to-day basis, but in social media, obviously we are all creating, if we are even unhappy, we are putting a emoji of being happy over there. So we are pretending, and we are just getting addicted to it. We are just wanting to live that fake life, because somewhere, actually as a small kid also, we all liked to live in a fantasy world. Social media is a fantasy, which is nice, beautiful. Everybody else's life is beautiful over there. Our life, we know it is bad because we can see it back home. But otherwise, we can over here feel that it is very beautiful, and that's why getting badly addicted to it. So we have to somewhere put a stop to it. We are not saying we haven't to use the social media. We have to use it to our advantage. There is a lot of advantage of social media, but we should not be all the time on social media. And we should understand that is not the only reality. If we are putting a cropped pic, everybody else is also putting a cropped pic. Whatever we are doing, so is the other person doing over there. So we have to understand that difference. And sadly, we do get addicted to it because its algorithm helps in that. So we have to make sure if we are getting addicted, yes, we might need to seek some kind of help, maybe through friends or whatever, or through a professional, whatever, but you have to stop doing that. Our phone, yes, we need it, we need social media, but not all the time.